Novak Djokovic, the winner of 24 Grand Slam titles, suffered a new hard blow, continuing his poor form. The Serbian ace was eliminated at the Masters in Madrid already in the second round. He was free in the first, losing to the Italian Matteo Arnalidi, 6-3, 6-4. Even before the duel with Arnaldi, Djokovic pointed out that he has no great ambitions in Madrid, but it is difficult to come to terms with the fact that the best tennis player in history can lack great ambitions and can finish tournaments so quickly. Only in certain moments could you see the joy in Novak's game, the hunger for victory, rallying up the fans, producing exciting points. But the Italian had an answer to almost all the ideas of his idol, whom he defeated in the first mutual duel. World number 44, Matteo Arnaldi secured the second top 5 win of his career with a stunning upset over Novak Djokovic, marking the moment by scribbling "Oh my God" on the camera lens after the match. "At the start, I was just very excited, to be honest," admitted the 24-year-old, reflecting on the biggest win of his career. Arnaldi, known for his athleticism and all-court game, initially squandered an early 2-0 lead, but broke Djokovic again in the 8th game, going on to clinch the opening set in 48 minutes. Djokovic, a 3-time Madrid champion, struggled badly, firing 20 unforced errors in the first set alone and finishing the match with a total of 32. "He's always been my idol," said Arnaldi. "Just playing him was already a victory for me, because I had only practiced with him once before, never played him in a real match. Facing him on a stage like this was special." Acknowledging Djokovic's recent dip in form, Arnaldi added, "He's not at his best right now, so I just tried to go out there, play my best tennis and see what happened. It worked, and honestly, I don't even know what to say right now." Arnaldi took away the opponent's serve 3 times. He often took it to the net to further tire the 14-year-older opponent and create easy points. His tactics paid off in the end, even though he had a lot of help from Djokovic. Novak made the only break in the 3rd game of the first set, and the 7th game of the second set was crucial, when the Italian defended himself brilliantly and broke for 4-3. The Serb was able to come back in the next game, but he didn't use the 3-tied break chances. It was the 24-year-old Arnaldi's second triumph in 2025 against a player from the top 10. He previously defeated Andrei Rublev. Novak Djokovic did not shy away from giving credit to Matteo. He said, "Matteo is a very good quality player. I knew that I was not going to have an easy job," Djokovic said at the conference, and immediately tried to take something positive out of the defeat. "It was more fun for me than in Monte Carlo or any other tournament, and that's good. Of course, what I didn't like was the level at which I played tennis. I expected to play at least a match more than in Monaco." Djokovic reflected on his mentality and shared his thought process that has not been characteristic of him for the past 20 years. And that is that he did not think he could reach the final. He said, "This is a new reality for me, to come to a tournament and think it's good to win 1 or 2 matches instead of, as I've done for more than 20 years, to think about reaching the final. For me, it's a serious mental challenge that I have to deal with such feelings on the field." Novak was extremely honest, but this is something that Novak obviously accepts. "I guess that's the way it is. It's the circle of life and career. We knew this would happen. I'm trying to use it as a trigger. Of course, it's true that the Grand Slams are the most important for me now, but that doesn't mean I don't want to win another tournament. I don't know if I'll be able to play at the best level at Roland Garros, but I'll definitely do my best." Novak expanded on this idea of coming to a tournament with no expectations of winning it. "In these 20 years, what has happened to me in the last 12 months has never happened before, but it's all part of sport. I accept that the circumstances are like that, and I try to get the best out of them. I have to deal with it. I always try to be optimistic, but a lot has changed in my shots, in my body, in my movement. But I still feel nervous and stressed. I feel excitement when I go out on the field. I still enjoy the competition," said Novak. While everyone is aware that Djokovic cannot go on forever, The following comments maybe suggested the slowing down of Djokovic and the beginning of the end of Djokovic's career. He said, "This might be my last tournament in Madrid. I'm not sure if I'll ever come back. Of course, I'll come back, but maybe not as a player. I hope it's not like that, but it could be." For the second time in his career, Djokovic has lost his opening matches at consecutive Masters tournaments. Before that, Djokovic was also defeated by Alejandro Tabilo, 2-0 in sets at the start of the Masters in Monte Carlo. Interestingly, this is the first time since 2006 that Djokovic has opened the season on clay with 2 consecutive defeats. That year, he lost in Monte Carlo and Barcelona. Now, Monte Carlo and Madrid were fatal. Djokovic won 3 out of the 4 major titles in 2023, but has not been able to reproduce that kind of form since, being shut out of the game's biggest tournaments last year as Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz claimed 2 majors apiece. Djokovic now has a serious task to improve his form before the upcoming Roland Garros, where he will fight for a large number of points. The next tournament he will participate in is the Masters in Rome. Madrid Masters still have a lot in store for all tennis lovers. Djokovic's early exit was, in a way, expected. Maybe not so early, but after focusing mainly on Grand Slams last year, Djokovic surprisingly committed to a fuller tour schedule in 2025. But his recent early loss in Monte Carlo suggested he may struggle to go deep in Madrid as well. World number 1, Jannik Sinner returns from his doping suspension. With Sinner absent, top players have a rare opportunity to close the gap in the ATP rankings. One of the main storylines before the Madrid Masters was Carlos Alcaraz, who decided to not compete on home soil after suffering an adductor injury during his Barcelona Open final loss to Holger Rune. Meanwhile, Alexander Zverev arrives with renewed momentum after winning in Munich, a crucial boost to his confidence following a rocky start to the season. Now back to number 2 in the world, Zverev is expected to make a strong push toward the semi-finals or better. Last year's Madrid Masters winner, Andrei Rublev, faces mounting pressure as he risks plummeting out of the top 10 unless he can replicate his strong performance from last year. Beyond the big names, Jack Draper emerges as a dark horse, having proven himself on hard courts and showing promise on clay if his powerful serve holds up. Arthur Fils, despite a tough loss to Alcaraz in Barcelona, and Holger Rune, fresh off an impressive title run, also look like serious threats.